few of the questions that were on the list that I saw and that I've personally been asked, being a non-military person, which I don't quite understand, but thus the world of social media.
Yes.
Is you were playing football and you were in sports, but did you have to train before? I mean, basically you only knew there was only 2 weeks, so you were already kind of in shape before you went in?
Oh, absolutely not.
No, so not.
No.
Okay, cool. So did you train before you went in to try to prepare at all?
No.
Would you suggest, unless somebody's, really, really, really out of shape, that they actually try to do that, or just say, fuck it, let the Marines do what the Marines do, and just, you kind of get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So they do have standards. Like, you have to meet certain standards. I had to pass the PFT because I was a bigger person. I'm always considered overweight in the military. So I have to have a first-class PFT. So I had to do that first, and that gave me a waiver to get in. So I was fit enough to pass that. If you're not fit enough to pass that, then you can join their MEPS program, and they'll get you in shape through the reserve unit, or get in shape on your own. But it depends on what you're trying to do within the military. So if you're trying to become a special forces operator, or trying to do pararescue, or some job that requires a high demand of resilience and a high demand of ability to push yourself and be in shape, then there's definitely a time that I would take to get in shape, because most of the drops that happen in those units, the special forces and stuff, are usually injury drops. They tend to not drop people for being poor performers unless you're really, really bad and you don't meet the time requirements. But typically people get dropped because of stress fractures, injuries, and stuff like that. So you want to work on building that type of resilience up through ruck marches, through low impact cardio, just things that you're not used to doing. And then that'll kind of get you through that. And then beyond that, you just have to know that it's a game that they play. They're trying to break you down, and they'll do a really good job of it. And if you're not in shape, you'll get in shape, because if you're not, you're the weak link, and they do their best to make sure that everyone's on the same page, and the weak link becomes a stronger link over time. So that's really what it was for me. I was able to pass the PFT, and then from there, I was in enough shape. I think I lost like 35 pounds through boot camp, which is 3 months. So I wasn't in the best shape.
Yeah.
But I've always had a high work capacity. I don't know why, but I've always been able to run pretty well, even as a bigger person, and that kind of helped me along the way.
So the concern that always went through my mind when I would be asked that was, if they're in fairly decent shape, kind of what you're talking about, and then they spend 8 weeks trying to prepare for it, then they end up, beating their knees up a little bit, beating their feet up a little bit, then they're going to go in at a disadvantage because their feet and knees are going to get beat up anyhow. So, and that's where I never really answered, because my answer would be, dude, if you're in halfway decent shape, just don't do a damn thing except get really healthy.
Yeah.
and go in there knowing you're going to get broken down.
That's the thing, is you just have to mentally know that they're trying to break you down, and no matter what, as long as you don't quit, you'll be fine. Like, you could be the slowest runner out of the group. As long as you can run within their parameters, what the slowest runner is, then you're fine, as long as you don't quit.
From that standpoint, was it harder than what you expected, or a little easier than what you expected?
It was right along what I expected. I treated it like it was a job, so to speak. So I didn't take anything that they did too seriously. I was in charge of my boot camp class pretty much throughout the whole entirety. So that probably made things a little bit easier. As a leader, I've been told I'm a natural leader. I don't know if I am or not, but I was always put in charge of things. So being able to guide and lead the troops made it a lot easier for me, because I was able to not really think about myself and what I was going through, but always thinking about what everyone else was doing, so that we could be perfect, so that we don't get in trouble, so that we don't have to do extra stuff.
Yeah.
So that made the time fly by a lot more. But it was just a bunch of games, and making sure that you're always tired, you're always hungry, you're always running around. But at the end of the day, you knew you were going to get 3 meals in, you knew you were going to get some sleep in. You just had to survive the rest of the stuff.